Hey world, what's good? It's your boy LG. I am back with another video, and I honestly didn't want to do this. I really didn't, but after much debate, and I mean a lot of debate, and going back and forth with myself, I feel like it has to be done. Y'all excuse me, I was over here eating popcorn. Y'all can see it, and I'm gonna do this video, call it a closer look. We're taking a look at two people, and the reason why I didn't want to do this, really at first didn't want to do it, because like I said, I just don't think it needs to be done, but at the end of the time, at the end of the day, it feel like it has to be, because there's a lot of things that's happening, that's happened recently, and as of late, y'all notice some changes that's been happening within the past few months for my friends and stuff that knows what's going on, that knows the people involved. Like I said, we're gonna be taking a closer look at Coley, Dixon, and Tomari Smith. For those who don't know who Tomari is, you may know him as the 808 Thug. He used to be formerly known as T Swagger. And Coley D, of course, me and Coley D have been friends from some time. Now I'm not by myself. I'm gonna go in for a shock here, and I'm gonna unmute my mic here. Are you there? Hello.
Hello.
All right. Yep, we're on. Okay. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have with me Tevin, aka one half of True Consequences? That's what it is, right?
Right.
Okay. And I know some of y'all probably wondering, why do I have this person on my thing? Is because basically he's the reason why I met Coley in the first place. Me and Tevin was actually friends on YouTube some years back, and we've been talking off and on, and and that's how Coley met me, was through him, and stuff like that. Now I think that was back in 2011, I think, right? 2011, 2012.
Yeah, it was around 2011, around I want to say near the summer, 2011.
Summer 2011. And y'all know, for those that know me, and when I do these videos, I don't like to lie. I don't like to, I might, play around, joke around, but I don't like to lie when it comes to stuff like this. Reason being is because I just don't like to lie, especially when it comes down to this, because it's serious. You know what I'm saying? I think that this should be done in the best fashion, and okay, Ezekiel, I'll be checking you out. Thank you for being first in the comment section. Appreciate it. This is more of a serious video. This is a little bit more of a serious video. I'm not really gonna be doing too much of laughing, really. I'm gonna try not to, because a lot of stuff is just ridiculously hilarious. So let me see, how are we gonna start this, Tevin? How are we gonna start this, man?
You could basically start this from the beginning.
Yeah, we'll do that. So basically, like I said, we've known each other. Like, I've known him since then. Let me see. When I went to North Carolina. For those that followed me on YouTube, I went to North Carolina, I want to say about 2013, I think.
Yeah, and no, actually, it was like around 2014 ish.
2014, yeah, 13, 14, yeah, 13, 14. At the time, I was dealing with two major things that happened that changed the course of my life. One was dealing with my former church, and two, I was dealing with my ex-fiance at the time. Those things really the icing on the cake that just screwed everything up for me. Now I went to North Carolina. Things were pretty decent. I was more concerned about myself and trying to get my stuff together. Yeah, it is deep. Yeah, it's gonna get deeper. I'm telling you, it's gonna get crazy. So buckle up. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, I need to share this. I don't know. Are you're not by a computer, are you, or by your phone, right?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Okay, you just on your phone. Okay, never mind. I'll do it myself. Um, I'm just at a point to where I'm just tired of the bullshit. Like honestly, um, and I've been debating about doing it per like I don't want to make it seem like I'm just like this asshole that's doing stuff, but there's a method to my madness, and like when we left, like I said, I went up to North Carolina. um I chilled with him for a while. I mean, things were pretty decent, trying to get myself back on my grind, which has been a little bit different, which has been a kind of a tough road for me. You know what I'm saying? It's been a very 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 a very very tough road for me. And so kind of fast forwarding to the more important shit, I guess. We ended up coming to Texas. Um, ended up coming to Texas, and things didn't really didn't work out the first time. Uh, because when we went to Texas, like I said, I went back to Texas. I went to Dallas. That's when I went with my ex, and that fell through. But the main reason and leading up to the point of us doing this video um, is because there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening with Coley, and both parties, but mainly in Coley's case that there's been that I didn't know that was going down. So um, I guess for those that didn't know, Coley had this year decided to to um, go back to North Carolina, go back to his hometown, Kinston, North Carolina, and he had before then, a little bit prior to that, while he was living here, we had a new member, which was Tomari, aka T Swagger, aka also known now as the 808 Thug. Okay, and he came down here. When he came down here, he didn't have a place to stay. He was supposedly living out of his car. Him being Tomari, and Coley basically was telling me about it, and I was kind of leery on it, but I was like, okay, well, you know what, you want to help somebody, that's cool. My thing was, as long as he respect the house and does what he needs to do, that's cool, that's fine, that's dandy. I like that. I can fucks with it. Um, when he got here, it was he was okay when he got here. But once things he started getting comfortable, I started seeing a lot of shit. And a lot of stuff that happened, like a lot of crazy stuff that was happening. Like he was dealing with a lot of personal stuff. He was supposedly doing music, and I guess apparently he had patched up the incident because prior to him coming down here some years prior, me and him had an incident. It was me, Coley, and him. It was me and him versus Coley. It was like a little beef thing. So he ended up doing a diss track with a dude by the name of Corey Tucker, aka Master Corey. With him and T Swagger, at the time he was T Swagger, and they made he made it, like he made a diss track. I think it was called Octopussy. I think it might be still up. It may be still up. Most of it was aimed at most of T Swagger's verse at the time was aimed towards Coley. Very 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 weak jabs at me. Then he even tried to get mad at my homeboy Daryl Frazier, which was a big mistake. But when he came here, there was like a whole lot of dumb shit, man. Like honestly, he couldn't keep a job. You know what I'm saying? Like he could not keep a job. Now the first time he had worked at two locations prior to both of them leaving. He had worked at Church's Chicken, which he had left there about a month. I'm gonna say about a month and a half, because I guess they were messing with him. I guess a lot of stuff they were messing with him, supposedly. Allegedly they were messing with him, and stuff like that. And he quit that and he ended up getting a job in the same district that I used to work at the time, Northeast Independent School District, as a custodian. And I forgot to backtrack this too, as far as the house is concerned, because I know that's gonna come up. I know Coley will probably bring that up. I'm gonna make this really, really clear. Okay. Coley is not the sole reason we got the house, although it did help. We were looking at places. We decided to get a place together because, it'll be better to, work our craft and in a place that has a little bit more freedom. And so we was like, all right, cool, let's get a spot. Let's start looking together. At the time, we were both working the same job. We were both working as custodians in Northeast Independent School District. And we were looking around for apartments, and I was like, nah, apartments aren't going to work. You know what I'm saying? It'll be better. It'll be better for us to get a mobile home. Mobile homes are a lot more, it's a little bit more expensive, but it'll be worth it because, well, one, we had good jobs and stuff like that. And two, it'll be easier just to, you have more space to do what you need to do and less neighbors. All right. So we do that. And what helped him was what helped the situation was the fact that he used his veteran status to help to get the VA housing while he was homeless. And at the time I was living with my mother at the time. So we were both, working together and stuff like that. So we ended up working together to get the place. Okay. The VA helped. His status, it helped. So I'm not going to deny the fact that it helped. However, it wasn't the sole reason we got this place. Okay. So we got that out the way. Let me see. What else am I missing? Yeah. So when he got here, when Tomari got here, he was getting jobs and stuff. He started working. Then when he worked at Northeast Independent School District, let me see. A lot of stuff between them and him getting jobs. A whole lot of stuff that was happening. Now, I don't know if anybody that watches Coley's channel understands it, but I'm gonna put it out there. Coley is bisexual. Okay, you know what I'm saying? He's bisexual, and it's evident in his videos. It's really evident in the one of their other videos, but they're both actually supposedly in talks of they're actually in a relationship right now. I don't want to do this video, but it's like at the same time it has to be done because I got to give y'all the full story of what's going on before I start getting into the meat and potatoes of what's really going down. So while it was here, we have Dre. For those that don't know, Dre Ponder, Dre the producer, iRap Diaries, for those that's been following me a long time. He's here. He came here from Florida by Coley. Coley was to him and Coley were talking. And what makes this even worse is that there's been a lot of undercover shit that was supposedly behind my back. The reason why I got this room is because I asked for it, basically. I asked for the room that I got. I have the master bedroom here. The reason why is because I talked with Coley prior to, this is before Dre and Tomari both moved in. I say, hey, look, I would like to have the bigger room. You know what I'm saying? I've never really had my own master bedroom before. It'll be my first place. This place is actually literally my first place. And I was like, all right, cool. I would like to, if that's okay. If not, hey, I'll be in the other room. That's fine. So after a little bit of deliberation, he decided, okay, we agreed on me getting the bigger room, and which was cool, which I appreciate him for. Most of the time, like when I was working, I would mainly spend time in my room, mainly for multiple reasons. One, to get myself together, to get my stuff up. Over the course of the time, for those that would follow me over the last year, I was getting my computer built. I built my own, like I said, I built my own PC. I built everything up, get my content back and all that shit. So, during the course of that time, I really didn't do a lot of speaking. Um, didn't do a lot of speaking. Extracurricular. Because I had to. I never really fully. At the time, I didn't really fully heal from my previous stuff. Like I was always busy on the go. I didn't really have time to absolve my demons, if you will. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but whatever. So that kind of caused some issues because to Coley, he thought that I was just in my room, didn't really care about nothing, and that was it. Like I basically, it was said that I had, at one point, it was said that I had the big head. I was being, I think I'm too good for everybody, blah, 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 whoop de woo. When I clearly told him, we had a discussion about it, that I was trying to get my shit together. You know what I'm saying? Emotionally. You know what I'm saying? And he would, he seemingly understood, but then he didn't, because like he was like, well, we've been in this house for X amount of months. You should have been over that by now. Blah, 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 whoop de woo. And some of that emotional, baggage I had to deal with was regarding my ex. So, and he knows that situation. He was there for some of that. But yeah, at some point in time, I guess when him and Coley and Tomari were talking, they formed some kind of relationship. And they ended up getting really close, if you know what I mean. They ended up getting really close, and it was a lot of stuff going down. A lot of stuff was happening, and of course, when Dre came down here. A lot of other, it made things a little bit interesting because he came in at a really interesting time. They were basically making him uncomfortable as well, and also saying some shit to him, basically trying to harp on him about his habits. Because when Dre came down here, he had some issues that he was dealing with. He had some issues that he was dealing with, and personal stuff. So I kind of, told him, hey, when you're here, just make sure you clean up after yourself. Work on your own self. Work on, getting yourself better. That's the purpose, or that was the intended purpose, I feel, of this house. Now, between him and, of course, Coley and Tomari, they were, I guess with their little relationship, which is an oddball of a relationship, if you ask me. I'm not really, not really too keen on the idea about it, but I told him, I said, look, as long as y'all happy, y'all good. You know what I'm saying? And, a lot of stuff was, a lot of unsanitary things was going on at the house. As far as the room was concerned, Tomari had a lot of bad habits. A lot. And, and one of the biggest problems that I found is that he would barely clean the house. When we was cleaning, Coley, I didn't have too many problems with. When it came down to him cleaning, taking care of the bills, like his portion of the bills, you know what I'm saying? And when it came down to communicating what needed to be done, I didn't really have that much of a problem when it came down to Coley. I really didn't. What made it bad was that when Tomari came, it was a lot of different issues. Tomari wasn't really respecting the house, as previously stated. He wouldn't, like, a lot of stuff that he would do, that I found out later on through Dre, because Dre would tell me some things that kind of bothered him, and because they'll be getting on him, and it came up to be like almost an everyday occurrence with Dre, because every time Dre would come and knock on the door, he would tell me, oh, it'd always be something. They'll always be trying to get on him, always trying to tell him to get on the music and stuff like that. And we're not even going to talk about music. We'll get on to that in a minute. If you want to call it that, but whew, Lord,
Shade.
shit, that's not shade. That's whole darkness, my nigga. But, but no, seriously. But yeah, like, it was a lot of disrespect. Like, stuff wasn't getting clean. It was like a lot of laziness between when it came down to when Tomari was at the house. One big thing in particular, when you're out on a road trip and, you really got to go to the bathroom, but you can't really stop. You know what I'm saying? What's one thing you do when you're on the road, you have a road trip, you done packed up your lunches and all that shit, and you got to go to the bathroom. What's one thing you do, Tevin? Like you've
Technically, you find an empty bottle that you didn't have, whether it's soda or water, and you find time to use the bathroom.
Okay, right. So now, with that being said, that's when you're in a car. Okay. Now this boy, and I don't like doing. I really don't want to do it like this, but it's like it has to be said because it's like this is ridiculous, man. Like, this boy done sat up here, and I understand he's supposedly been in a car, been homeless for the past few years. Now you're in a house, you're in a place, and I've told him several times about this. We've had a discussion about this. You know what I'm saying? Because of his, between him, his paranoia, and all of this shit. I told him one time, I saw a bottle, and I didn't know what the fuck it was. I'm like, what's in this bottle? I'm like, bro, what's in the bottle? And he told me that he peed in the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And then what makes it bad, like, he'll have the bottle out in public, my nigga, and it'll be half full or whatever. And it be nothing but piss up in the motherfucking bottle, dog. Like, that's disgusting, my guy. Like, seriously, I'm not trying to be dirty. I'm not trying to be, throwing no shade, but that's just straight up nasty, my guy. Straight up nasty. How in the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I understand if you've been through a lot of shit in your past. I get that. I'm not gonna knock you for your past. But at some point, there has to be a shift. There has to. Because now you're in a house. You're in a place where people do care about you. Where people are trying to help you push forward. And all you have to do is do what you got to do. Maintain a job. Which he couldn't maintain a job. And then after he left, he was at NEISD for about a month. And after that, he got fired from there. He got terminated. And they wrote out the days, the incidents, the things that he did, from talking back to authority, and blatantly cussing out authority, to blasting loud music at inappropriate times, everything. Okay, they had a 2-page letter for this guy. Okay, and it was horrible. After that, after that month, because he got fired in about November, December, and then until they left in about recently back in I want to say March. When did they get up there? March.
They got up here around March. I want to say the 9th.
Yeah, March 9th. They got up in there around March. Until then,
or it could be a little bit before then, because they did get up there before his sister's. They did get here before his sister's surgery, so they was here the day of the surgery.
Okay, and that's the reason, and that was the reason what was told to me why he left, because his sister was having surgery, and he was already planning on going. The reason why Coley told me he wanted to leave was that his family, he was more concerned about his mom and his mom's health, and his sister. You know what I'm saying? And his sister, when he found out that his sister, was going through surgery, that's what really made him want to leave earlier than intended. Excuse me. And so he told me that, and he also said that there were really no opportunities here in Texas. Now, I'm gonna tell you where that's a lie. Every Wednesday, I go to a place called The Well. It's like a little bar, and it's a two-part place. One section has a bar, you know what I'm saying, with food and bar drinks and shit like that. And the other half is a dance hall. So at night, at 10 o'clock at night, there's this dance hall that I MC the party over there. So I'm, at 10, 11 o'clock at night, it turns into a party. And so I go there. I invited them, both of them, actually. And they only went one time. At different times, of course. I invited Coley. Coley told me he supposedly had a good time. And, could have used his stuff there. But he didn't take advantage. I will go every week. I go almost every week. And all of a sudden, like I said, I invited the same invitation. I invited him. I invited Tomari. I invited Dre when he came down here. And Dre has been going with me since the first time I showed him the place. You know what I'm saying? So he enjoys being there. You know what I'm saying? And he understands it's an opportunity also as well to network and communicate with other people, potential people. And Coley never really took that opportunity. He never took it. He supposedly took another opportunity with somebody else, but it didn't really fall through like that. You know what I'm saying? So he really didn't take a lot of opportunities. You can't take, you're aiming for the big news stations, that's good, but you have to have a kind of backing behind you. You know what I'm saying? Your quality of work has to be excellent. Your numbers have to be up there. And, even then, when we were talking, the times that we had talks about things, Tomari would, be still low-key mad about me because he thought I was the reason his channel got shut down, which was bullshit. Because the reason, and I'm going to say this one time, Tomari did a video when he was on T-Swagger Productions or whatever his channel was. The reason why his channel got shut down is because he posted genitalia on one of his, it was either a cover art or something. And I told him specifically when he was trying to hang with us the first time that wasn't a good idea. And he got in his feelings about it. His channel got shut down because of the result of his consequences. He got in his feelings, and then he holds me accountable for that. And then he, you know what I'm saying? But then he's also talking shit. He's talking shit about, come to find out he's talking shit about, everybody behind their backs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Including the person that you're supposed to be dating. You know what I'm saying? Which was already awkward as it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit was already awkward. And Tomari, Tomari, 808 Thug, whatever, that's cool. We did a song, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's cool. We did a song. I mean, it's okay. It was all right. But honestly, it was probably one of the better songs that you've done. Mainly because when I got a hold of it, I was doing the recording part, like not only the recording but the mixing, the mastering and shits and all that. And I had a hand in that, because I'm not just going no. And speaking of music, I guess since we're on the topic, God, I hate doing this. Whew, this is gonna be fun, because this is gonna be a shitstorm. This is gonna be a shitstorm, but it is what it is. Like I said, I'm prepared for the consequences. But okay, you can't talk about nobody's music, bro, like at all. Okay, when I try to talk to you about music, okay, if I were to go look at your shit right now, compared to my shit, matter of fact, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's knock this out the motherfucking way right now. I'm gonna move this over here, put this over here, and we gonna do this because I'm okay. We gonna do this. Okay, we gonna play some shit, and you know what I'm saying, and we gonna do some shit. We gonna do this, and we gonna do this, and we gonna make this happen. And I'm all right. Here we go. All right, let me move the comments out the way because I already got them right there. All right, now this is what we looking at right now. We're looking at the 808 Thug 641 subscribers, and you know what? He's got Gucci Mane, the type beat type shits. Okay, like that's what we doing. Okay, now he did a SpongeBob famous Dex, that's 7.8K. All right, if I hit the about section, we're looking at about 100K total views, 111K views, right? Okay. Now I'm gonna do one. I guess we'll just go for some of the newest stuff, okay? And then not a, and I'm not even gonna do this because there's a whole lot of facets to this video. You even screwed over a friend of mine that y'all was trying to hog from me. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep away from me, like it wasn't gonna happen. Like like I'm the one that introduced y'all. He knew. Shout out to my boy Run NX Run, Solar Boy Django, my homeboy Joseph. He's dealing with keep his family in prayer. He's dealing with some stuff with his family, but that's why he ain't been posting. So they're over here, and me and Django talked about it, and he noticed the separation in the house. Like there was like a lot of shit going on that they was talking a lot of shit behind my back. Okay, now they want to sit up here, and try to charge up my friends about music, trying to charge, trying to nickel and dime everything and all that shit. So I'm trying to see what we gonna do here. I think we'll do this, and then we even gonna do this. Like even so many things I could do right now. Like you're gonna even call yourself trying to form D808 Network, which honestly, which could be, in my opinion, a shot at what I'm doing. But I'm gonna leave that alone. That's I'm gonna come back. I might come back to that a little bit later. Okay. But let's do this. I'm gonna get this out the way. Let me get the Coley D rap out the way. That's what we're gonna do.
This is Coley D. AKA Lion.
Not this one.
Swag, open the magic.
Yo, let's get this. Coley Dixon, I'm on a mission. They be tripping, but they be wishing they can be me. I'm on TV. I can get it. How to steamy. Hear that, ladies? They be sleepy. I am dreamy. I whip the sauce. I got it creamy. You got the eyes, but you can't see me. No, you can't. Get out of my lab. Bitch, you Didi. Been at it for years. You still can't beat me. No, you can't. The 808 Network. That's my team, see?
I got them salty, a little greasy. I ate them up. He a little cheesy. This too easy. This too easy.
Oh, this is.
Yo, and Lion Deezy. Nigga, falling off the heezy. I'm playing with Fushigi.
Okay. All right, I'm done. Okay, so you basically get what I got. That's okay. It's one thing when you making music and it's the music making process. You know what I'm saying? While you're making the music, it may not sound whatever, but it's another thing when it's not going anywhere. And if I may quote my homeboy Uncle Witch for this one, because I showed Uncle Witch some of this stuff, and speaking of blatant disrespect, when they did a video, the 2017 wrap up, they shot some of that video in my room. Okay, they didn't tell me, they didn't ask me if they can use my room. Okay, now, but yet you're over here talking shit about the posters I got, the pictures I got in my room, the cosplayers I support. You over here, being, using my shit for props, and you're not. First off, you're not talking to me about it. You're not letting me know about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind you using my stuff, but let me know something. You know what I'm saying? I thought they was just gonna edit. I didn't know they was gonna do a full video. And you over here picking up my stuff and messing with it. You know what I mean? Like, where is it damn? I think it was on Coley's video. I think it was on Coley's channel. And
It's on 808. It's on his channel.
what, the wrap up?
Yeah, that long rap.
Yeah.
That's on his channel.
Okay, thank you. All right.
I can't believe I said do that.
Some of it, and then even then, some people are like, like you showing people your stuff, and it's like, you got all of these, like none of these. The projects are all the same. You're not really doing too much of nothing. Like if I were to quote Uncle Witch a little bit here, because he was saying that basically he sounded like a hobbyist. You know what I'm saying? Now, and then there's this video he did with Dre Ponda, of course. That's when Dre first got here. Now, the truth behind that was Dre didn't really want to do it, but he was kind of forced into doing it. You understand what I'm saying? So, and like I said, they were really trying to get him to go against me. You know, oh, LG doesn't care about you. All he worried about is the Dynasty, you know, and this shit like that. And I'm like, well, that is my company. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I don't care about nobody. It's just that, you know, we got to get shit done. So I'm not going to play this. I'm not really going to play this video. You know what I'm saying? But also rest in peace to Anthony Naboa. But see, like I'm just going through, like, you know, you using some of my stuff, like that Pokeball is mine. You know what I'm saying? Being stupid in the video, you know, using, you know, was talking about, and then he had a problem with Ugly God, the rapper Ugly God, and I'm like, you know, you're not really, you know, what are you tripping about? And I kind of told him that, like, what are you tripping for? Ugly God is up here, you're down here. Like, what are you doing? So I guess he kind of took that the wrong way. Like, here, like, you're all in my room. Like, this is all my room. Now, of course, my room wasn't clean. You know what I'm saying? You over here using my shit. In my room doing dumb shit. Like, bro. Like, seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to do this. Like, you got the nerve to say, you know, fuck all these other big name people. And when I try to help you get your music at least sounding right, sounding mixed, sounding properly, you know, sounding proper, you know what I'm saying? You look at me like I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? Putting a distortion on your vocals does not equate to good shit. Just saying. Let me get this off my screen. I don't want to see that shit. I'm getting tired. I don't want to see that shit on my screen. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that shit on my screen right now. But I'm like, I'm not about to play with you. Like, I can't. I'm not, y'all, you know, they can get mad at me all they want to. But it's like you disrespect the house. You disrespect me when I give you an opportunity to be in the motherfucking house. You know what I'm saying? You know, or Coley did, whatever. Okay? So you over here kissing up to him. Literally. You know what I'm saying? You done sat up here, got in a relationship. Yeah, they told me that they were in a relationship. And a lot of stuff that was happening, like I said, they were, you know, a lot of disrespect with, like, not cleaning the house. I mean, not cleaning keeping their room clean, finding, you know, finding piss bottles, you know, damn near everywhere. You know, talking about, oh, well, you know, everybody's trying to steal from me. Everybody's trying to steal my type of music. Ain't nobody trying to steal your music, bro. Like, nobody's stealing that. Like, ain't nobody stealing that shit, bro. You feel me? Ain't nobody stealing your shit. And what makes it bad is that they're over here trying to pick on other people. You're over here trying to pick on a whole nother person. But you will not. You won't. You know what I'm saying? Tell me the stuff that you said about me. Oh, you think my music ain't going nowhere. Let me tell you something. My numbers prove it, bro. Like, I take time to put good music out. Okay, I'm already sitting at about close to, I want to say about 1 million total views right now. I just got to capitalize. That's on me. And that's why I've been in my room. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've been, you know, to myself. You know what I'm saying? So they go to North Carolina, you know, Tevin. So what happened when they get to North Carolina? Because he told me that he was going to go check on his sister, take care of his sister, you know what I'm saying, and his mom's and stuff like that.
Okay. That was a long timeline, bro.
Something like that. I'm just doing, I was trying to keep it short. I was trying to keep it, but a lot of stuff kept popping up. You know how that goes.
Okay. Now, when he got here to North Carolina, I had found out months before. Like I said, I found this out mid-December. We was on FaceTime, and he said, he was coming, he was gonna bring his home or whatever. So they got here around March, around about the time, the same time frame. He said his sister needed to have surgery, stuff like that.
Yeah.
When they got here, I want to say they got here around, I think that morning, around the 3rd or 4th, one of them days. He had hit me up, telling me he was home and whatever. Prior to what, LG had told me, it didn't really surprise me what was going on because I've been there. I know how he is.
Okay.
So it really didn't surprise me. It just the other stuff is what surprised me.
Okay, so
But
back up. Let's back up a bit. So you say you know what was going on prior. So explain that part. Explain that part.
Okay, the part where I say, the things that were told to me didn't surprise me is because I've been knowing them since 2000, 2001, and whatever. And before I even met, before I even met LG, it was times where he will pick and choose who he want to be cool with. It's like he would pick sides with people just to keep them from jumping on him. This is a prime fact, by the way. Like, for example, there was one guy, he bought him something to eat. He, at the time, he was making shirts for the company for me and my cousin. For my cousin's company, it was called Black House. He made shirts. This one person ended up getting a shirt, a special made shirt, a bigger logo on the front, and with his position. Not only did he get that, he ended up getting something to eat just for them. And he did that to keep that person from jumping on him. He used to room with this other dude that later became a cousin of mine. He did things to keep him from also jumping on him, even though he did jump on him later on. But like I say, when the things that were said, it didn't really surprise me. This other stuff that was said about, allowing his boyfriend to, pee in bottles and do this and do that. That was what shocked me. And then, owing money and, keeping his stuff but taking everybody else's stuff. That is what shocked me. So anyway, when he got down here, he would hit me up and whatever, wanted me to come over, come chill with him and stuff. It wasn't really my forte. I had already, told the sister, I said, yo, when you come back from your surgery, if I don't see you then, I will see you when you get back home. That was my whole point of going over there. So after I got off the phone with her, while she was recovering, I had asked her, I said, when you come home? And she said she didn't know. Right after I got off the phone with her, he ended up telling me, oh, she'll be home Friday. I was like, she already told me. So Friday when she came home, he was excited to see me and my cousin. Awkwardness was already in the room. He introduces his boyfriend to us. Excuse me. And at this time, I'm like, whatever, I'm not really too fond of meeting the guy, because I'm not a friendly person. And he was like, oh, you two will get along well because you're Tauruses. And I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. I got to get to know this person. I don't know him. And then that's when everything just went left. We started talking about how we didn't like how the fact he would run from his problems. Well, for those who do not know, he would run from his problems. If he had an issue with you, if you two even got into a little small argument, trust me, he will either leave to go to somebody else's house, or he'll leave the whole city or the whole state. That explains why he went to Texas. It wasn't because he couldn't find nothing in North Carolina. It was because of the drama that he put himself in. And half of the time, the things that he would get into would be petty because of the things he would start. He just didn't get along with the people that was in his household. I never understood why. Anyway, he would, go to his sister, tell his sister that, I wasn't supporting him. I was only there for her. He just felt like he lost a friend. I'm saying this to myself. I'm like, what you mean? You already proved the point that you really not a person to count on. You're not trustworthy. You've done this too many times. Like, I have literally forgave this man. Along with my cousin, we have forgave this man. Chances was given to him when they wasn't supposed to. Times when we could have been left this man alone, he still still was looked at as a friend, as a family. Like, bruh, like we all took you in. You used to stay with us. You stayed with us for almost a whole year, almost. We gave you food. You had You had easy access to the refrigerator, to the computer, to the video game, whatever. I paid for you to have gym time to keep you from signing in. I did all of that. My cousin helped you out. My father helped you out. He opened his door to you, and he wanted to have a little conversation. We had this conversation. I got tired of talking about the same things. It's kind of like, telling a child to sit down and be quiet. They don't do it. You gonna spank them. You gonna spank them. You gonna put them in timeout. It's up to you. So after a while, I started noticing things. I started seeing weed everywhere. I started seeing piss bottles. The boyfriend was being disrespectful. He was literally being disrespectful to Coley's mother and his sister, threatened to knock, his aunt and his cousin out. I didn't like that. Later on in March, which was March 25th, by the way, I had an open mic night show. It was an anniversary show I had to be to with my cousin. Right. My sister was going with us. She was in the healing process. Some things were said like a week before, like days before, and I had got offended about it, and I checked them on it. There was a fight almost broke out between me and his boyfriend, which is his name, Tomari, for those that do not know.
Yeah, once again, like I said, Tomari and Coley are supposedly dating.
Right.
And that's what we're talking about. Like I said, he's been, yeah. And I just had to go grab something right quick because I forgot a crucial point, and I'll let you finish though. Go ahead.
Okay. So after that, because before the whole fight happened, he started talking about, oh, you don't know his past, which I think he's been living a lie. In a way, I think he's really been living a lie because some things just don't add up. If you're supposed to be homeless, how do you and your mother have a close-knit relationship? I've never known anybody to be homeless but still have a close-knit relationship with their mother or father or anybody in their family.
Yeah.
So that kind of made me feel like it was a lie.
Yeah.
Then, at one point, when I said, yo, this ain't Texas, this is North Carolina, the first thing he says, I'm not from Texas, I'm from Maryland. But he told my sister that he was from South Carolina.
Right, that's what he told us too. That's what Tomari told us too. So yeah, he's supposed to be from South Carolina. So whatever. Yeah, doing a lot of story changing. Go ahead.
Yeah, there was a lot of loopholes in that story. 2 days after that, which was the 27th of March, I found out he got beat up. He got beat up going to work. Found that out. He said a couple cops beat him up. Now, I knew the story was cliche because. How is it Coley was the only one that seen the paperwork, but nobody else in that household seen the paperwork? One minute he said a white cop did it, then he said a black cop did it. Now here's the thing, I'm not saying cops don't beat up on people, because clearly as you can see on these videos that we see on Facebook, cops do stupid things. But in my city, I've never noticed it. One, he said he got beat up for mistaken identity. False, red flag. There was nobody that was a fugitive, that was on the run. It didn't hit the news. It didn't come to my phone, and it surely didn't go to Facebook.
Right.
So that was a red flag. He said that it was in broad daylight. Okay, yes, it was morning time when it happened, but nobody took out their phone. You said people saw, but never helped. That makes no sense, because if anybody get beat up by a cop, phones are coming out. We're in today's society where anything goes down, somebody got their phone out. Whether it's a fight, a jump, whatever, one-on-one, don't matter. An argument, people got their phones out. That's the world we live in now, the world of technology, social media. And also, you made a statement that you went to the police. Okay, you went to the police. The detectives never came to the house, never came to Coley's mother's house to see what was going on. See, that's the issue. He went to work the next day. That's another problem. You got jumped. You wouldn't even go to work the next day. You'd be a little bit traumatized. You wouldn't go to work like nothing happened. Also, the people at your job made fun of you and said that's what you get. So I started putting two and two together. When he told the people who Coley's sister was, he blatantly said out his mouth, "Oh, Since they know about you, nobody at that job mess with me no more. So it made me think to myself, bro, you been running your mouth too much and somebody finna put their hands on you. And they couldn't do it at the job, so they got somebody outside that job to do it. Because I know where I'm from, in the city I live in, cops don't show up in the morning unless they getting coffee and something to eat. Most of the time, when cops are in the restaurant parking lots, it's at night because they know how kids are. They know things go down at night. So like I said, you know, the whole month of March, they started picking. Came April, the disrespect really got hard. He started really saying stuff. So I want to say April 20th.
So tomorrow, you said Tomari started saying stuff?
Yes, no, it wasn't him. April 20th, when I walked in the house with my sister and my nephew, it was 10 something going on. It was near 11. It was like 10:30, 40ish, going on to 11. He was up. Mind you, people, Tomari, they both were supposed to go to work. He had to work that day, first day on the job. Tomari had to work that day. Tomari was asleep. Coley was not. He was on the phone. Mind you, these two spent money on weed, $50 to $60, but they didn't have money to help around the house. This is all facts. So when that situation happened, she told her mother about it. I tried to leave the whole situation alone because I didn't want to fight in the house. I had made it clear I didn't want to fight in the house no more. I'm not that disrespectful. Next thing you know, I'm in my room. He calls me a homewrecker. Last time I checked, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I could have sworn that homewrecker was someone that was trying to get with a significant other or get with you. Clearly, I'm not gay, so I'm not trying to get with him nor his boyfriend.
True.
If you're gonna call somebody a homewrecker, please use it in a proper. Please use the proper way of saying it in a sentence.
Right.
Okay, that's a homewrecker. Then, all of a sudden, he starts cussing at his sister. His sister is on my side at this moment. He's cussing at her, he's cussing at his mother. I didn't like it. A fight breaks out. Physical fist fight. Now, to the world, he may tell the people, wherever he is now, he telling people that he gave me the hands. He missed 80 to 90% of those shots. You know, he didn't even mess my hair up. My shoes were still put together. My shirt wasn't ripped. My glasses did not break. My headphones are still working, as you can see. This is what I'm using. My phone didn't even get broken. So technically, you missed. His boyfriend tried to help. My sister was finna jump on him, so he backed up. And then that's what happened. He had made this threat that he wanted to kill me. And you know, people may say, "Oh, you're snitching or whatever." Nah, it's not that. He had made a statement like that. His nephew heard it. His nephew was 3, by the way. He made that statement. His nephew heard it. His nephew was crying and screaming, so I had to go comfort him. That Monday, after that, he wanted to apologize. Those that do not know, he never came to apologize. And I knew for a fact that I really didn't want him to apologize because, one, you call yourself putting your hands on me. You kept coming at me. You said something about my father. You said what my mother and father does for me. Now, you're calling me lazy. Ladies and gentlemen, let me enlighten you on something if he wants to call somebody lazy. This is the same guy who got upset because the dude that he slept with for money, for those that don't know, he did that because all he got was money for air freshener. Because he had no money before he left the house.
Damn.
When he was living with us. You sleep with people for money. A female ended up telling his sister about it. And I didn't think his sister knew about it. He slept with the janitor.
Damn. No wonder why he likes being a custodian now.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, don't it? He slept with the janitor. They used to go to our old high school.
Damn.
So, okay. Here's the real reason why they was walking to work. He had supposed to got a transit. He's supposed to call this number to the transit. The day that me and him had a conversation, this woman that was cutting his mother and somebody else's yard had gave him the number to get a transit. He never called. If he did, he never kept calling. That's why they walked. And if y'all do not know, you're calling me lazy, but if you must know, my man, you're a rapist in a way, because your man ain't even 21 yet. He was 20. In society eyes, it's rape, because he's not a grown man.
Yeah, but
that's still rape. It's like me being 26, which I am, dating a 16-year-old.
Now that's straight up rape. That's just straight up now.
Yes, that's strictly rape. You took a video trying to expose someone and you put it on a porn site, who's gonna watch that?
First off, oh yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Like, let me matter of fact, let's get to that right quick, because that's one of the things, two big things that kind of pissed me off. The main thing, and what kind of really hurt me, was because like I really wasn't trying to do him like this, but like what made me upset was now for those that don't know, I've been working in the strip club industry now for about a year now. A few months ago, this is when Dre first got here. I brought a young lady home that she said she needed a spot to stay for the night. So I was like, all right, cool. You know what? In my head, I'm like, you know what? All right, cool. You can spend the night. You just need to spend the night. Spend the night, and it'll be cool. Now, and this happened right when I was getting off of work, and I was working day shift at the time. So this is right while I was getting off of work. And, I stayed after work for a little while, and, was talking to one of the dancers, and she kind of started breaking down crying. And she was like, basically running from a pimp type situation. I tried to help out. And I'm like, you know what? The pimp had basically just dropped her off and be like, no. And she just didn't want to live that life no more. And so I'm like, all right, cool. This is what we're going to do. I can, if you want, you can come with me to my house. You know what I'm saying? You can spend the night. And then we go back to work in the morning. And you get your stuff ready to go to where you call your friends, tell them where you want to go. And, call your friends up in Atlanta and get yourself to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Get you a bus and all that stuff. Or have somebody come get you. Now, as far as that part got resolved a while back because during that night, because she ended up getting a friend to come get her and take her to Atlanta, and she's out there somewhere doing her thing right now. So that's that. But the night prior, they had gotten upset because I didn't tell them what was going on, which was partially my fault. I'll take blame for that, whatever. But what made it worse was that the person doing most of the talking, it wasn't Coley. It was Tomari. Like, and he was sitting up there upset, and of course Coley was like, well, you better explain yourself. And so I'm like, I started telling him what's up, and it was like, okay. And then of course, Tomari was like, well, I don't, this, that, and the third, they was getting a little pissy about it. But, and I guess they were just upset the fact that I brought somebody over. I don't bring people over the house that often. But if I do bring somebody over, I do a check on them. I make sure they good, or if they need help. And if I'm able to help, I help. That's just how I've been. That's how my nature is. So they got mad. And of course, the fact that it was a female too. I think that's probably what it was too. But what made it bad was when the girl was emotionally distraught at the time. And she was sitting in the room. We was talking about it. And Tomari just busts out and saying that bitch can't stay here. Like, legit, just like that. I wish I was making this up. So the minute she hears that, she busts out of my room from the edge of my bed, that way, out to the kitchen, about to go beat his ass. So I had to hold her back. And Dre had to hold both Coley and her back. So they try to twist it to make it seem like the girl was being disrespectful to the house, which they really weren't really helpful in that situation either. You know what I'm saying? So, and then of course they even wanted to kick me out the house. See, this is where they got fucked up, because you're not going to kick me out of my own house because my name is on the lease. Okay? I forgot to mention this earlier, but the name on the lease at the time, it was me and Coley. Two people it was me and him. Both our names were on the lease. So he wanted to kick me out, and it even got to the point where he tried to call my mom about it. Well, he's not doing this. He's not, he's not this, and this, and he's acting like he's the man. He acting like he this, and the third. And I'm like, my mom even said it. Like, there's nothing I could do about that, because as long as he, I made sure I paid my portion of the bills. I made sure I paid my portion of the rent. I did what I needed to do, and even did extra. So when I did get like little extra money after work, I would go home, go shopping. If I worked at night, I go, go take shopping, and and stuff like that to look out for the house, and even help them, and even buy food for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, for everybody. Like, if I'm a big pizza head, so I would buy some extra pizza for for everybody. and like, just a little stuff here and there just to kind of keep the morale up. And it really just, like I said, for me to hear from Dre that they're over here talking shit behind my back kind of bothered me, because they even then, like I said, when I try to call them about the situation about old girl, I was trying to call them. They didn't want to listen to me. They didn't want to talk to me, and it did kind of make me feel some type of way about it, because I'm like, that was just bullshit. Like, that was straight up legit bullshit. And you're gonna talk about my friends that I bring through here. You know what I'm saying? One of my friends that I go to, had even said about Tomari's music that it wasn't really that good, because he kept trying to show people his music, trying to latch on to my friends. And you're not gonna sit up here, and if my friends tell you shit ain't good, my friend will tell me, my homeboy will tell me, shout out to Demi Slayer 77, he'll tell me when shit don't sound good to him. So, if he tells me some shit, what makes you think, he didn't really, have anything to say to him, because it was like, okay, it wasn't that bad. Like, it wasn't good. Like, he was trying to tell me, like, low key, I'm like, it wasn't that, like, no, it wasn't that good. I wasn't feeling it. Like, this dude was just, I ain't feeling it. But to get to the thing, I mean, well, y'all said it, so I'm not saying shit else. But what the main thing is that there was an agreement that was made when Dre, before they left, there was an agreement that was written out that Dre was going to take over the rent. But, we was looking for a third roommate before we got one. So to take Coley and Tomari's spot, well, mainly Coley's spot, because Coley was the one doing all the paying of the rent. So there was an agreement that was typed up and printed out, and I actually have it right here for those that are looking at here. It's signed by both me, Dre, and Coley, and it says rent takeover by DeAndre Ponder, as per verbal announcement in December 27 made by Coley Dixon. Starting in February, DeAndre Ponder will be taking over rental payments. Coley will be making payments to light bill, internet bill, and personal bills that he may incur. This agreement states that DeAndre will pay his half of the rent beginning on Friday, January 26th, in the amount of $450.